All right. What up, folks? This is the Hero Fans Book Club, and we're back with another edition of Super Genesis. My name is Breeze. You can follow me at Jabriji on Instagram and the Hero Fans Book Club. Don't forget to follow that as well.
What's up with the fam? Peace to y'all. How y'all doing tonight? Thank you for joining. Like and subscribe, please. And also, hope you guys enjoy the show tonight. Uh, it's your boy AD, and we're just here to just really expand on the other chapters of Genesis. Last time we talked about 9, 10, 8, and 7. So here we're bringing 12 to 14. And this one is going to help you understand why things come full circle. But it's a cycle that helps you constantly expand.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it, big dog.
All right. So, I mean, yeah, if y'all don't know us by now, you never will know us. um, but just a quick, going over this slide. We base this off of our moon signs, and I'm a Capricorn moon. My man AD is a Virgo moon, and this group fills in the space of the Taurus moon, aka the Hero Fan. The overall purpose of the Heroes Fans Book Club is to encourage the collective to seek out higher consciousness and to learn, study, and build a practice out of spirituality, esoteric, metaphysical ideologies, and occult subjects. You can pause and check these things out. All right, here we go.
So to start of this chapter, you already kind of see the broad message, right? The calling of Abram. So first we have to understand Abram's character, understand his role. Most characters in this Bible that we're reading it's always going to relate to metaphysical. And the one thing that you want to see is Abram see as yourself, and not as like this happened to you, but in a way of understanding that these are symbologies to help you understand the metaphysical goals in your life. Not goals, but works. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So Abram, as we see in the first chapter, is received a message from his soul, Lord, to leave behind all attachments and things of familiarity and to trust in his soul. One is required to expand receiving blessings. Abram listened, and with his wife and nephew, he left Haran and went to Canaan. The Lord appeared before Abram and told him that the land of Canaan would be given to his seed, foreshadowing of Israel and his 12 tribes. And it was Jacob, and then he had his sons had all those children, right?
Right.
His sons became the tribes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, like Jacob is like his grandson. Because but we gonna get into that as the book progresses.
So now with Abram leaving and going to different lands, you can say this is one, a step of consciousness and growth for him, and two, like the wisdom that you have to like take for this type of route. You have to listen to yourself, and what did he have in his corner most of the time is God. So seeing a spiritual foundation in every work that you do can always bring balance and simplicity. But I'm not gonna go ahead and like chew up everything. Reese, go do your thing, man, because I know you really want to talk about Bethel a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the place where the Lord appeared in front of Abram was between a place called Bethel and what I pronounce it as Hai. Abram built an altar there and called the name of the Lord. So Bethel, Beth, which is it means house. Beth is the second Hebrew letter, and then El means God. So it's the house of God. and a deeper understanding or understanding of the temple as, as the body as a temple or an ark. The physical body is the house of God. Excuse me. Beth also is related to Mercury, the magician, the body being a communication terminal. Think of it as a place where energy flows through like a conduit for spirit. Abram began to travel south towards Negev, which is the desert, and because of a famine, Abram went down to Egypt. Upon their arrival, Abram told Sarah that he was going to pretend that he was her brother, so the Egyptians did not kill him and save Sarah. This is an example of what it is like to allow the personality or the persona to direct the soul in order to assimilate or to fit into the world's ideas, or even to prove personalized correct. This highlights a lack of understanding into the covenant with God. Um, it's like a fear or victimhood mentality, uh, which signifies the belief that man is subjected to sorrows and all forms of error that hinder him from receiving good. Now, the Pharaoh took Sarah into his home, and Abram was treated very well. He amassed a large amount of wealth, physical wealth, sheep, oxen, he
Yeah.
asses, which is donkeys, and, and men slaves, maid slaves, and she asses and camels. The Lord was the Lord house was plagued because of this. And in a dream, the Lord came to the Pharaoh and told him, "This isn't your wife. This is Abram's right wife." So he banished them. Um, Here, it's important to know that Egypt represents darkness and mystery, the vastness of the unconscious that exists within the physical body. Egypt is sense consciousness. It represents the feeling of the body being the true identity instead of going within, it's going without. So,
So
what we,
like,
oh, go
so
ahead.
one thing I want to ask to you is like, what made the Lord like come to the Pharaoh in a dream? Like, what's so important about dreams that like that the Bible and biblical stories tend to bring up a lot?
I would say that in your dreams, it's not it's not so heavily ego oriented. And so I think that's why God came to a lot of different people in the Bible via their dreams, because it's like your conscious mind, you can be told all this stuff, and until you actually either meditate and go into like a um, altered conscious state, um, your ego is gonna block it out. You're not gonna be able to absorb it. So in your dreams, you're a lot more impressionable. During meditation, you're a lot more impressionable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then just to add to like the significance of Abram telling Sarah, like, just tell them you my sister, so they don't take you away from me and kill me. I look at that as, I'm kind of already mentioning, but when we take leaps and bounds to be accepted in society or to fit in some cookie cutter mode of like what a man is supposed to be, what a woman is supposed to be, what a husband is supposed to be. And Sarah symbolizing the soul is kind of like Abram literally like putting his soul on the back burner. You know what I mean? Like kind of just saying like, I know I'm a spiritual being, but I need to get this money. You know what I mean? And that don't matter right now. So I think that's the part of him kind of like denouncing his wife, just to satisfy his physical, even though the Lord came to him. and let him know what was going to, you know, be his future
Hmm.
or his promise, the fulfillment of his destiny.
Yeah, and also like another way of thinking about that is like we also tend to choose to not even walk places with our soul. Like we never try to like the saying they always say, "Oh, I got to get this first, but never get right with God." And
Hmm.
that's an aspect of what all this is saying is getting right with your inner self. And along as we go along this speech, we'll tell you how to and the more, but into practical ways that one way was just showing through dreams. So it's about noticing the simple things about occultism, and then once you deal with these simple things that lead to a bigger level, just from just studying and understand simple science along with it. Because this is all small science. That's what it's telling you right now.
Yes.
But Abram and Sarah and Lot went back up to the desert, right? But one thing I
Hmm.
want to say about Lot too, and like why like his nephew was brought. Thinking about Lot, that's like a lower form of Abram, and when you understand that, you can also like because you see he has Sarah his soul, but Lot is also a representation of his other self, and soon later things happen. But like, I want to bring out that keynote before we just keep going. But as they assumed wealth, right? Abram was very rich in the cattle, silver, and gold. Abram proceeded as far as the altar he built between Bethel and Hai, the site where he called the name of the Lord. Lot and Abram's wealth was so great that there began to be quarreling between their herdsmen and cattle. Abram said, "Let there be no strife between you and me, between my herdsmen and yours, for we are kinsmen." Abram stayed in Canaan, and Lot chose for himself the whole plain of Jordan, and he journeyed eastward. And Lot settled in the cities of the plain, pitching tents near Sodom. People of Sodom were wicked sinners against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So they giving you some game. But now, as you see, as they split up, for the challenges that Abram is going to go to and face, you have to understand when there's levels to ascending your consciousness, you have to leave things behind, right? You might, let's say you want to take on a diet, but in order to take on that diet, you got to change too, right?
Hmm.
Because your body changes, so your mind and stuff have to change. Things you do have to change to fit that new body you're trying to build.
Hmm. I
So
say
that's a process, and that's what this is being shown right now.
the Lord said to Abram after Lot parted from him, "Look around from where you are, to the north and the south, to the east and west. All the land that you see, I will give you and your offspring forever." Genesis 13, verses 14 to 15. So this is just the Lord reiterating, like, Canaan is going to be yours, and you have been chosen. Um, yeah. At this point, it is to be understood that the riches gained in Egypt were only material. Because the prime function of sense consciousness, Egypt, is to spark curiosity by putting material things of beauty in the eyes of humanity. And to add to that, um, or actually, we're going to get to it. We're actually going to get to it. I'm not going to say anything. The
Okay.
quarreling between the camps of Abram and Lot symbolizes the difference within oneself to submit to Maya, the illusionary material world, which is Lot, or to seek out higher consciousness by constantly taking direction from your soul through intuition and meditation, Abram. Since these two energies are not aligned, they must separate.
And the way that Maya was mentioned, right? When you think about Maya, that's also the moon, right? And what's ways that you can understand the illusions that you go through personally is by checking out your moon
And
within your
those
sign.
personal cycles too.
Right, right. You understand that. You understand like so much about yourself and how you trap yourself in illusion. Because you as these as they say the moon's a satellite and we are being controlled by it. Not like, and I want to mean by that like waters control the moon, our emotions. So it's so much like little play on words that you can dive into things to help you understand occultism. Because that's what we really want to help introduce while we're doing this. Because this might seem so small of a story and there's so much more to go, but the small things help understand the bigger things. And Abram is the definition of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The way he just the way he's going to span his story. He just and the people that know about it just like they know like hell yeah.
So in Genesis 14, this first part we took right out of the book, is verses 1 through 4. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arch, king of Elasar, Shedorlamomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, 4 kings, that these made war with Berah, king of Sodom, and Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shenab, king of Admah, and Shemeber, king of Zeboim, and king of Bela, which is Zoar, 5 kings. All these were joined together in the valley of Sedom, which is the Salt Sea. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. There were 4 kings against 5, and the 4 kings defeated the 5. The kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fell in the vale of Sedom, and the 4 kings took their goods. They also took captives, including Abram's nephew Lot. One of the captives escaped and told Abram, and Abram divided his camp up and ambushed the 4 kings and slaughtered them all. After all of this, the king of Sodom went out to meet Abram, and Melchizedek of Salem came to meet him too. He was a priest of the Most High, and he brought forth bread and wine. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be the Most High God, which have delivered thine enemies into thy hand." And he gave him tithes of all. The king of Sodom offered goods to Abram in exchange for persons who were held captive. And Abram replied, saying that he did not want anything from the king, lest he say that he somehow made Abram rich.
The war
Now,
these
you go ahead.
my fault. Go ahead.
No, you good. You can go ahead.
No, I think I was gonna just read that bottom part. That's all. You good?
No, go ahead.
So the war of these kings represents the battles that goes on in the lower nature of humanity. As mentioned in the last episode, the body is an altar and is composed of a multitude of different energies. Some divinely aligned and some are malignant. The internal war of indulging in sense consciousness and not considering spiritual consciousness at all. Lot taken captive symbolizes how we can be swept off our feet by sense consciousness and held in a lower vibration until our higher self, Abram, comes to the rescue. Lot's whole point of pitching his tents near Sodom is because it looked like a well taken care of place, as a place to multiply his riches acquired in Egypt.
Now, I feel like this part it's a lot in it. So first, you have this war begins between these two groups of kings who once were all aligned with each other. And I feel like these kings represent the internal battle that we have in us, but it's more of a egoic internal battle, because from a sense consciousness perspective, we gotta pay bills, we gotta eat, sleep, shit, we gotta go to work. Um, and if you're married, you got those responsibilities. If you have children, you have those responsibilities. But then there's other parts to the physical experience where, you know, you may want a Lamborghini, you may want, $100 million or something like that. You may want, you may have an OnlyFans account, you might have all these extra things that aren't necessarily needed, because it is an aspect of sense consciousness and the physical experience that is necessary, you know, it is a necessary point to it. But I think it's all the stuff you add on, all these ideas and all these things that you try to embody while you're here, that goes beyond the um, the bare minimum requirement, which is to take care of your body, and to take care of your generations. So I think those kings represent that part of you. You know what I mean? That burden that you carry, because now you want a house with 15 rooms, and you want 100 M's in your bank account. It's like, why? You know what I mean? Why you need that stuff, on top of all the stuff that you already have to do to maintain your physical and figuring out the purpose why you even chose to be incarnated. Um, and then with Lot being taken as a captive, it speaks to the part of how you can get caught up in that, and basically it's kind of like it ain't nothing you can do about it. I think you can get so deep into sense consciousness that you get further and further away from spiritual consciousness, to the point where that's all you see and that's all you're dealing with.
And and think of it as like, right, you always have in the Bible and religious things, they always would say, right, like, fear the Lord, do wrong against the Lord, and you're gonna get punished, you're gonna get done wrong. Well, understand that it's not like in the way where you're supposed to fear God, but it's understanding that when you don't have your soul with you, when you in the lower sense of self, have fear, because the spirit has left you. Not for it's forsaking you, but you lost a vibration where you was in sync with yourself. You listen to yourself. You know when to tell yourself no. But you got overcome by greed. You got overcome by desire. You wanted so many things. Now you in a different form, a different lower form of yourself. And that's why they'll say higher conscious, lower conscious. Because people can vibrate high, people can go low. It's all about what you do with your actions, all the things you can eat. It goes to simple things like that. So that's why, like, they talk about dual mind when you do things. That's why they track dopamine. There's so many things where your body can be affected in multiple ways. We have to understand, like, that is the spiritual warfare, like the war that is happening with everyone and ourselves.
Yeah.
It starts with our mind, things we do to ourselves, and then form. So have fear when you are dealing with a lower form of yourself, not because you're gonna something's bad's gonna happen to you. No, it's because you're making wrong choices that don't deserve you.
And it's
Go ahead,
and I was just to add to what you're saying is having respect for that power, respect for what it can do, yeah, having respect for that power, because it can change the trajectory of your experience or your life, moving forward, just like higher consciousness can as well. So I took so Melchizedek, king of Salem. I went on True Unity to get the metaphysical Bible meaning. And Melchizedek means king of righteousness, righteous rule, upright counselor, righteous judgment, king of justice. And Salem means whole, sound, complete, perfect, finished, summit, peace, concord, friendship. And so saying Melchizedek, king of Salem, is kind of saying like the righteous, perfect friend. You know what I mean? The righteous king of justice, the perfected justice, um, and it's kind of like a testament to like how Abram, the higher self was able to pull himself up, in the aspect of Lot, and actually instill justice, and bring himself back into alignment. Um, and Abram is special because Abram, it wasn't nothing about Abram other than he was just willing to listen to his spirit. He was just willing to listen to his spirit, and he followed it. And we'll see as the book progress how he didn't doubt the Lord, but he was constantly saying like, "How is this gonna happen? How you gonna make this happen?" And it was really just a testing of the or a tempering of the faith in order to strengthen it. Um, because if you get what you ask for, is like that, do you really know the value of it? Will you really appreciate it? Because sometimes we want things, but as soon as we get them, it's like shit. Oh, how do I maintain it? You know what I mean? For real, you might want to be in a relationship with a type of woman, and when you get in, you like, oh, like a cartoon when they had that sweat drop down their forehead. You might have one of those moments, or even
Man,
at your job. What you gonna say?
no, I'm saying like, man, like I'm agreeing with you, boy. Like on that
Yeah,
woman part, like you end up with the wrong person. And it's like you won't know until it's like you in so much stress and strife.
hmm
You
and you
know,
just wanted it because it looks good.
yeah,
You never considered the intangibles. You know what I mean? You never probably didn't meditate on it. Like, is this a good move for me? Um, because a lot of times your dreams will let you know. Your dreams will let you know. No, leave that alone.
I'm telling you, if you really want to like work with yourself, the first thing you want to do is just start journaling your dreams, working with them, and then like looking at ways to lucid dream.
Yeah,
And then that's where you can like control the dream and work on certain things. And like being like having my own lucid dreams, like it's been times like I just made a time for myself to like fly around the world and have fun. Like,
yeah,
just one, I'm like, man, I actually want to like do some superhero shit, like go fight
yeah.
shit, you know,
Explore.
yeah, like break shit, it was just fun. Like I think just learn how to do that, learn how to like really build a dream practice, going to bed with attention, even if like you don't know like what to attend on, know what to look for, just look for to go to sleep early. Get a lot of because the way to dream, you need REM sleep.
hmm
So like, and I think the most a REM sleep can get was up to 4 to 6 hours, right?
I want to say it's from 10 to 2.
10 to 2, yeah. So so when you go to bed, give yourself quite a time to sleep, and then you can even do practice techniques where you can go to sleep, wake up. You can practice workout. You can meditate. I suggest meditate because waking up when you meditate, your brain is in
That's
a different wave state.
Man, that's the best meditation, man.
Yeah,
Like you wake up at like 4 in the morning, the sun's still down. Woo-wee.
man.
Cause you ain't thinking about nothing. You know what I mean? You super fresh. And I like to tell people to do that because before you go to work, before you do anything, because it's like you choosing yourself. You know what I mean? Like think of like, how does that look that you get up and the first thing you do is look at your phone and you going to work, as opposed to you wake up and you meditate and you choose yourself. I promise you, your days will be a lot more smoother. You know what I mean? Knowing that you did something more worthwhile when you got up in the morning, as opposed to punching somebody clock. You know what I mean? Just to get a check, or like Abram. Going to work is like Abram telling his wife, just tell them you my sister. You know what I mean? So you can go get that check. you know, And I think whether you meditate in the morning, it's like Abram taking his wife with him. Like, yeah, this is my wife. What's up? We here together. Not no tiptoeing around your true identity. Um, yeah, meditate, and we all wake up early in the morning like, damn, man. And I used to just stare at the ceiling, but now, shit, light a candle, burn an incense.
Yeah, man. Wake up, read you a Bible verse or two.
Yeah,
Join along the
look at the
chapter, read
Psalms.
Genesis with us, get
Yeah,
ahead. So when you come here with us, you understand what we're talking about. Then you got your own hypothesis. Then you can bring some stuff to us. Like, hey, I found something deeper on this. And it's like, cool. Like, we gonna bring that into you and expand more on it for you. Like, just that, because like when it comes to these practices, yes, you're gonna be doing them alone. Yes, you might find a group or friend to do them with. Y'all doing shit together, cool. But like the main goal is building a community, us building a group study, us learning together. Because one, it makes it easier for us to do because it's consistent. We gotta practice. We doing it with others, and then along with that,
what's that, serpent?
yeah, what you doing, sir? He trying to show a book.
Oh, you muted right now. What that say?
I'm just trying to show y'all what I'm reading, what I read every morning.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
okay, okay.
See, y'all can see this shit. See this shit?
Y'all,
Okay, the history of the Rosicrucians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's
It's
some
it's
heat.
it's super dope because I'm at like the middle of like chapter 3, and they just got past Melchizedek. So crazy correspondences. Y'all brought up Melchizedek. We already know that's hood name on Facebook.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm at that part of the book where they just broke down Melchizedek. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on. No, I didn't mean to interrupt.
nah, you good, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
We happy you sharing, happy you here. Uh, go check out my homeboy Sacred Man, Sacred Service 17. He got some content on. Go check out Sacred Talks. Go fuck with the initiates. We got more. We talk about a lot on there, down from goofy stuff to the most spiritual content. So go look at us. Go check us out on Instagram, all that. But along with that saying, you see Big Bro got a book, so find you some or join in Genesis. But
Yeah. Um, what it finished it off, Abram's rejection of goods from the king of Sodom symbolizes the triumph over sense consciousness. It's important here to mention that sense consciousness is not a bad or negative force. It's a necessary part of this experience. The key here is to know when to say enough is enough. Overdoing sense consciousness is to put the false sense of self before the truth of being, which is soul. And I mean that was basically what we just were saying. You know, uh, there's so many distractions, and it's important to do things to not lose sight of what you truly are. Because you can't be this personality because your soul then had a multitude of lifetimes. You know, so how I'm trying to be the best Jabri I can possibly be. You know, as opposed to being the best soul that I possibly can be. Or better yet, Jabri embodying his soul as best as he possibly can. you know, because that's the everlasting part. This personality, this persona, you know, isn't everlasting. Um, so yeah, man, align to something that's greater than your personality. You'll be
Yeah,
better off.
yeah, go check it out. It's a lot of things to help you understand that, to tap into it. Uh, Plus, dive into the book Becoming Supernatural. We also use that along to like
Oh
with the
yeah,
studies.
Joe
Because,
Dispenza.
yeah, Joe Dispenza, because that's gonna just give you a workbook within yourself to do, help you see other people's journeys and the things they
Right.
came across, and it's gonna just like help you like, okay, I know what I can do, no matter like where you at in your life. Because just how they tell you like a person that want to be a content creator, a person that wants to be a athlete or whatever, they always say, oh, I didn't have no money to start, but it's so many ways that you can get started. You know,
Yeah.
if you feel like I don't got no yoga mat, I don't got no what's it called? Oh yeah, my cauldron to burn stuff. It's cool. You can start off with putting a blanket on the floor, get you a
Hmm.
bowl that you like, write a symbol on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Customize it how you want.
Shoot, they
And
sell incense at Walmart. Get you an incense. You know what I mean? Get you an incense. Don't make it all complicated either.
yeah,
You know, it don't have to be complicated at all. Like the and I think we should probably do like a altar building workshop. You know,
yeah,
because it's not about is it the most important part is creating a place for you to connect with like the truth of your being. And I know I keep saying it, but like unless that book is teaching you how to like connect with your soul and do rituals for your soul and then work with your ancestors and then develop your spiritual abilities, it's really not it's no value in it. It's just entertainment, you know. And if that's what you're looking for, then that's cool, you know. But man, build your altar. It changed my life. It changed my life, you know, because and a lot of times, you know, I think the ego wants to feel like, no, it got to be more to like spiritual development. You know what I mean? I got to be able to do all these different things. No, you just got to be able to just sit down and sit with yourself and allow your intuition to just hit you with messages. You know, and it sounds like it's too easy to be true, but I feel that it's that easy. You know, um, yeah, man, we're gonna be on here saying build your altar every week.
yeah. Like we're gonna have to do a workshop and stuff because like we already got one workshop we working on where we'll pull a tarot card and just work. So we want to share that and bring that to y'all, so y'all, you guys can have things y'all can work with and y'all can build with. Because it's all finding what you want to work with first. Because there's so many divination tools,
Yeah.
astrology, tarot. I'm pretty sure you can cough on your hand and find out a trick. I don't know, like do some. So yeah, but I really hope you guys fuck with the show. Feel free to always send us emails, messages, DMs.
Please, yes.
Say do this, check this out, or you feel like you want a deeper understanding of it because there's so many ways we can process it from a lot of views, but we want to break it to you this way because it's so many chapters in the Bible, so many books. So as we breaking them down, as we explain them, we're gonna give you a historical perspective, a metaphysical perspective,
Yeah.
a scientific perspective. It's so many perspectives that we can give you that have solidified information that is being used today. A lot of people talk about it. You got so many like scholars, studiers. We're not the only people checking this out.
Oh yeah.
It's more people looking at this. It's people they put their life into studying this. So
Hmm.
to think that like this is something that's left alone, to think that there's Black people who have not opened up their book and learned the truth about themselves and understood what they're supposed to do for themselves in their life. You're just caught up in the trick. The big scam that they got with all of us in. So you really want to think about, okay, what is the illusion that's being sold to me, and what is the personal illusion I'm giving myself? Because that's the one thing that's hard, seeing the illusions that you stuck in. Because if you look at so many shows and people that's been through illusions, you got to realize, like, damn, like it takes a hard heart motherfucker to get through illusion to realize something was a lie.
Yeah, like, have you seen WandaVision?
Yeah, that's a great example. Have you said that? Because that's recent. People see that.
Check out WandaVision.
So, but
Serpent, you got anything for the Q&A, or what did the book say about Melchizedek?
Look, you finna get my boy going. Turn up, Sacred. Turn up. He said, my notes got notes, nigga. Like, this ain't no I hope y'all have a good night.
Yeah.
Man.
This was
I know somebody got a sneaky link.
Hey, you better sneaky link with your soul. Nah, I sound like a grandpa. Have fun. Just be safe.
I hope y'all need to go check out my latest reading I did on my Instagram with the cups of seven of cups, debauchery. So if you think about your sneaky link, you need to keep your thing in your pants, and you need to keep your pants zipped up. Don't be on no debaucherous time.
What's that? That's Scorpio, ain't it?
Scorpio exalted and
third deacon.
Yeah, so whatever you feeling, don't let that cis consciousness get to you, man, because you'll fuck around and wake up burning. Or you'll fuck around being in a hospital because you overdosed.
And that's overdoing it.
Yeah.
You don't have to overdo it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just like that saying, it's a time and place for everything. And sometimes I think it'll be useful for us to say, is this really the time for this? Before you subscribe to another OnlyFans account, ask yourself, is it time for this really? You know what I mean? Is it really time for this? And I'm pretty sure you got something better that you could be putting your energy into. That's gonna have more of a positive effect on you in the long run.
Yeah.
Yo.
So basically, Hermes, Melchizedek, and the Sabians. You ever heard of the Sabians?
It rings a bell.
Okay, so the Sabians are they basically took astrology and astronomy and melded it into one.
Okay.
And they basically only follow the 7 planets and all of their astrological correspondences with man, right? So they said F everything that's coming out of the church. They wasn't going follow the book per letter, per word. They were just taking the astrological correspondences and putting them together. And basically they basically call Melchizedek the father of righteousness. And when the Sabians, basically this is they're saying like the beginning was Johannes Kepler, and Kepler is basically spoke about in this book as like one of the progenitors for the RC, for the Rose Cross. And basically what they did was they all went into secrecy because basically everybody that didn't follow Catholicism based on the letter, the way that the Romans wanted it to go. They basically
Mhm.
killed all of them.
Mhm.
So what they decided was they were just going to do everything in secret. So they essentially did what the Gnostics did. They just didn't call themselves the Gnostics. You
Mhm.
know. So they they said that they exactly what we talked about in the beginning when we formed the squad, right? They basically said that they was going to keep the fire burning for humanity, for when humanity wanted to come out of its stupor of its five senses, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So like the idea was to get man to look beyond his five senses and then to put himself in that seat as the progenitor of humanity, you know what I'm saying, as the creator.
Mhm.
Like you have to be able to see yourself as the creator as opposed to viewing creation as something that came from outside of you, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And essentially, bro, like they turned themselves into something called the secret ones, and they spoke the word, they taught the word, they just taught it in secret. you know if you wanted to be down with it, they would send you literature, but you wouldn't know where the literature came from. Like you would just open your door one day and it would be like a letter, you know what I'm saying, with
Yeah.
with instructions on what to do, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they basically understood what we talk about right now. Like they had to do everything that they could to keep the word going. However, they had to keep it to themselves and they had to do it in secret. You know what I'm saying? So like we had conversations, but we forced to do these conversations over these technological devices because we in different states, right?
Right.
So what they would do was behind the scenes, they talk out in the open, but they wouldn't say anything relative out in the open. When they were with each other in secret, that's when they would have over their real conversations about how they really felt, how they was going to move and operate, and how they was going to share the word and share the literature from everything that they
Mhm.
were teaching. You know what I'm saying? So they
Mhm. Mhm.
basically, essentially, they are the explainers of the European style form of history, and they took the word from the Hebrews, from the Egyptians, from the Mesopotamians. They took the word from them and they just kept it for themselves and only gave it to the people that they felt that basically that they deemed were worthy of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't going to just put
Right.
it out in the public because if they said it to the wrong people, it would be off with their heads. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So essentially, this book is telling you about how all of them broke up into different sects and then formed even more sects wherever they went. But they kept that bond between themselves that they were going to keep that light burning, but they wasn't going to let nobody know that they was burning that light. You know what I'm saying? Like that was their thing.
Yeah. 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 Rosie Cross.
The Rosie Cross. Yeah, they got a whole chapter on PB Randolph, but that's like page 700. I'm only at 150, my guy. I mean, I started there first. I read his chapter first, but
Mhm.
because the style and format, the way the dude is writing, I decided I wanted to read the whole book. It's only 800 pages. I'll finish it in a week. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to do it from the beginning to end because I started out with the Pascal Beverly Randolph chapter, and then I went to the H.P. Blavatsky chapter, and I wanted to see if there was some correspondences, like if they were going to write the truth in there about one taken from the other. But
Yeah.
the way that they're writing it, they're talking about the origins of the Rosy Cross, and then when they started to infiltrate society without telling people they were going into society in secret. So that's what made me want to go back and read the whole book.
Got you. Got you. I've been recently looking into the Knights Templar and how and the role that they played with the spreading of the word. And I was at library today. I was telling AD that John the Baptist is their main dude.
Mm-hmm.
And in this book, they were saying that the Holy Grail isn't a cup, and it doesn't explain the bloodline of Christ. The Holy Grail was a platter that John the Baptist's head was on.
Yes.
And
Yes.
this was interesting because in the book they were insinuating that Christ put a hit out on John the Baptist for some reason. And there's a verse like John chapter 13 verse 26 where it says something about I'm going to put this bread on the guild, and the one I handed to, or it's the one I handed to, and he happened to hand it to Judas, and they were saying that John the Baptist possessed Judas,
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh,
wow.
but that's the Knights Templar, you know what I mean?
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, they on a whole nother.
See, what I heard was, I didn't hear it was Jesus. I heard it was one of the apostles that put out the hit.
Okay.
I heard it was one of the apostles, and I heard that the way that they worded it was that the hit was done unbeknownst to Jehovah. Like he didn't know, but the hit was actually being done for him. So like that's crazy, bro, that you brought that up. That's crazy. I started watching the Book of Clarence last night. I didn't get to finish it. I fell asleep. I gotta go back and watch it.
Okay, you like it?
Yeah, I'm liking it, bro. I'm liking it. Basically, it's about him and Thomas. Like, it's about him and his twin brother Thomas, and he don't believe, but Thomas is one of the apostles. I just like the cast they got, bro. They got a dope cast, yo. It's a dope cast.
Okay.
I think y'all like it, real talk, because it got an urban feel to it, and it's young actors. These are not old head actors. Like some of them are old, but they're not all old, bro. Like they at our age range.
Okay. Yeah, no, I seen the previews to it. It look interesting.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, I think both of y'all like that shit. But it's basically the Book of John. That's basically what they're doing in that shit. It's only 2 hours. They didn't make it like a 3-hour epic like they be doing with them joints. Like they made it a regular 2-hour joint. But then again, that's Jay-Z that did it, so maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah, I appreciate you brothers letting me come out and rock with y'all. That was real peaceful. Like, just listening to the reading and everything. That was real peaceful, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, big dog. It's nice having you. Appreciate everyone joining and watching. Please like and subscribe.
Yes.
It helps us a lot. Thank you. But yeah, you guys enjoy the show. More to come. If you look out for other episodes and other content we got coming, just enjoy. Just enjoy. The HBC, baby.
Hey. Thanks once again. Until next time.
Peace. Sacred Serpent signing off.
All right.